The climax scene of the film, featuring the fight of Chitti 2.0 and Pak, was shot at, I hope I'm saying this right, guys, Jawaharlal Nehru Football Stadium.
मजा आया.
What's going on, guys? I'm Andrew Flash Gordon. We are doing the sequel to Robot, or as I like to call it, Enthiran, and it is known as 2.0, a film that was so widely regarded and so amazingly hailed as a master. I know, it wasn't. I know. But visually speaking, that film was amazing, I will add. We got Rajnikanth back, and we got Amy Jackson. Oh my goodness, she is outstanding and amazing to look at, and I can't go over every single thing, but I can go over some of the things I've personally found that I thought were interesting. Make sure you stick around for all of them, especially the last one. The last one is really freaking cool. Without further ado, before we get started, please hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and smash the like button so you can let YouTube know that you are enjoying what you are watching. And let's get started. All right, so starting off, Amy Jackson was actually the one who asked the filmmakers to include Akshay Kumar into the film as the lead antagonist because they had actually worked together on Singh is Bling. Did I say that right? I did. Have you seen that film?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, I got to see that one. I'm always fascinated by stories of that where actors work with each other and then, asking them to be a part of the film. I always find that interesting. As of 2018, this is currently one of India's most biggest budget films ever at $70 million. And you can tell from the visuals of this film. Again, I said the visuals in the first film, from over the 1,500 graphical shots that we got, visuals just in this film get upped in every single way. So when I read that it was over $70 million, I thought it was going to be even more than that. Because the visual style in this film was just unbelievable. The VFX team deserves all the credit in the world. Now, this is an interesting one, and one I totally believe. More than 15 VFX companies actually worked on this film, and again, when you see how much they elevated the VFX from the first film to this film, I totally buy that. The budget went up. They needed more help and work with doing that, so I can totally understand why they'd need so many different facets and so many other companies coming in. So as Shankar, the director of the film, as you know, actually had some discussions with Kamal Hassan and also with my favorite Vikram about portraying a role. I'm going to assume it didn't specify in the film what they were talking about. I'm going to assume it was the villain role. Now I understand why this movie was so short. So originally this film was supposed to be 3 hours long, which is what I was hoping it to be. The reason why it was cut down and not 3 hours is because the film, as you guys know who saw it in theaters, you had to wear 3D glasses. They didn't want you, the audience, having to wear those 3D glasses for 3 hours. In this case, I don't agree with their reasoning for cutting it. When it's a film that's visually mesmerizing like this, or Avatar, I think those are the type of films, like filmmakers or the production side from a business perspective, they just need to say, hey, you know what? These are visual masterpieces that people are not going to care about the running time.
I would have worn it for 4 hours.
Exactly. So this trailer actually broke 25 million views in its first 24 hours. That's incredible. Not surprising. If you saw the first film, Robot, aka Enthiran, that's totally understandable. A lot of our films that we see here in America do not get that many views in 24 hours. So the anticipation was there for this film. So this film was actually released on more than 10,000 screens, which is more than any American film in the history of filmmaking. It's just interesting that this film didn't match what the first film did in terms of the characters and in terms of the storytelling and like how people felt about how much their love is for the first film when it comes to this one. That's incredible that they were able to snag that many screens for this film. Oh boy, this one I totally understand. So the cellular companies asked not to be involved with this film in any way as they were shown in a bad light. I'm sure when the cellular phone companies saw the film and heard that, okay, the reception's not as good, so maybe we did make a good decision. But on the flip side, the film did make a lot of money. It was in over 10,000 screens, so I don't know. There's a simple little counterbalance there on what you should have or shouldn't have done, but I understand the business aspect side of it, of not wanting to paint yourself in a negative light. So this was the biggest opening for everyone who was involved with this film, and it was actually the second biggest opening for an Indian film after a film that I freaking love so much, Bahubali 2: The Conclusion. And again, when you think about like the anticipation for this film, from the 25 million views in the 24 hours after it was released on YouTube to the 10,000 screens, the anticipation was real. Is it anywhere near the level of Enthiran? Personally for me, no, it's not even close. Totally understandable. I just find it fascinating. All right, another really interesting trivia fact. So everyone who knows me knows my two favorite Indian actors are
Vikram
and
What's the other one?
Amir Khan.
Okay.
Amir Khan. How many more times do I gotta tell you? Amir Khan was actually offered the villainous role Akshay Kumar took. He's got freaking acting range up the yin yang, so I'm very interested to see how he would have played a villainous role, because again, most of the roles that I've seen him in, he's such a sweetheart of a character usually that he plays. He just plays these endearing, sweetheart, nice, humane characters. I'm curious to see what Amir Khan would have done with this role. Again, I just go to a universe where this could have happened. I'm sure he would have killed this role, but again, seeing him in such a villainous role, really interesting stuff. What could have been. Akshay Kumar's character in the film is actually inspired by the Birdman of India known as Salim Abu. Did I say that right? No, I did not. I said Salim Abu. Salim Ali. That's who he's portraying. It's a very similar character to Salim Ali, the Birdman of, when I think Birdman, I think Michael Keaton. But yeah, the Birdman of India. So really cool fact. I had no idea there was even a Birdman of India. And then when I actually did my research and I looked up who Salim Ali was, I was like, wow, okay, I can see the similarities to the character before obviously the transformation happens. All right, so the climax scene of the film featuring the fight of Chitti 2.0 and Pak was shot at, I hope I'm saying this right, guys, Jawaharlal Nehru Football Stadium.
मजा आया.
Looking at my research at the stadium, I was like, wow, to actually go to that stadium and the scope of the stadium, such a perfect setting. Regardless of whatever you think of this film, the scope of that stadium was such a perfect setting for that climax, and I'm really glad they chose that. For the epicness of the battle we got in the finale, such a perfect setting, and I'm glad that they actually went on location, because a big thing that I don't like in a lot of American films is when they choose to just do blue screen. All right, so for the last one, I saved the best for last, although everything else I mentioned earlier was really cool. Everyone who knows me knows my favorite, not the best, but my favorite actor of all time, I'll be back, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now Arnold, as many of you probably know, is really good friends with Shankar. As you can tell from the film uses him as a big inspiration. He was actually offered the role of the villain that Akshay Kumar ended up playing.
To make this film little international, so we had a thought of casting Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie.
So unfortunately, it didn't work out. But hey, Akshay Kumar was phenomenal. I loved him in Airlift and think he's such a versatile actor. But damn, am I sad I didn't get to see me some Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, seriously, like to see Arnold in an Indian film. Oh man, that would have been so epic. And also see him playing, again, even though the character is basically, it's the spirit of a character using cell phones, kind of like versus a cybernetic being. I just thought it would have been a cool little Terminator, like, callback kind of thing. But again, just the idea that they actually went after Arnold, and it was actually close because him and Shankar are such good friends. That would have been so freaking cool. But again, I'm still happy with what we got. I'll just again have to imagine a world where Arnold was the villain in this film. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. What did you guys think? Would love to hear your comments. Also, let me know some of the things in the comment section about some of the trivia I did not go over. Would love to hear your thoughts. And before you go, if you could please hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and smash the like button so you can let YouTube know that you are enjoying what you are watching.